Okay, for my next way of attaching your thread, your braid to your bead, this one has 3, it's an oval bead. I'm using 3 braids with it. So my braid is going that way. What I'm going to do is, as usual, basically find your centre and come just a little bit to your right or left of that. And you're just going to attach your thread to the braid so that it's there, like that. And we're going to do 1 braid at a time. Okay? If this is the only way you can do it, well then do it. This is my second time I'm going to be doing this, so if I do it wrong, you'll soon know, won't you? Okay, so we've got it there. We want to go, so I've gone through my bead to attach it. Okay, I'm going to come out the other side, an approximation. It doesn't have to be perfect because when you do down here and join them, it's going to pull it all together, I hope. Okay, so pull your thread through. And now you have that. Okay, go back through your bead again because you want to make sure that it's nice and firm in there. And then pinch the braid between your fingers. Doesn't have to be, as I said, don't have to be perfect, and you don't have to worry about how big your threads are going to be or your stitches are going to be on this, because this will never be seen. This is the bottom braid, the one closest to your bead. You've got 2 other layers still to go, so just sort of find your centre. Or if you wanted to, you could have that as your centre. Well, I wanted to have mine, so my longer part is my centre. And just go through again until you get to it's just not going through. I can feel that it's not going through. There you go. Okay, so that's going to be about where these braids join up. Fortunately, I've got a bit of a centre mark on my bead, so I'm going to use that. Now we're going to come back through first one. Oops. So pinch them. As I said, not too close to your bead, otherwise you're going to end up with threads and it's going to pull funny. Okay. There we go. It's joined together. I don't know how other people do it. This is how I've done it. Go back through it a couple of times just to make sure that it's all nice and tight without getting the other threads caught. And I want to go back again so that I'm actually on the opposite side of where I came through here. But only because I've already stitched and everything, I want to sort of try and balance it. Okay, my next colour is my Proxy Gold polyester that I don't like, which is why it's going in the middle. because if I put it in the outside it'll end up pulling and looking awful. Once again, work out which way your braid is going. You can see by looking at this one that this is open here, it's closed here, so I need to have the same way here. I need to put it about there, go from the outside, inside out. Okay, and just start attaching it. You can, there's two ways you can actually do it. You could go straight across here, pull this one around and go like that and sort of hope that you get it right. It should be reasonably easy. Or you could go all the way around, joining your two braids together. Okay, so what I'll probably do is actually show you both ways, and you can make your mind up which way you want to do it. Once again, no one's ever going to see this, so don't worry about what it looks like here. This is your inside pieces. Wait till you've done your third one, is the one that is the one that's going to be seen and shown, so you want to be careful how you're doing that. Just go all the way around, making sure, the only thing you have to make sure, of course, is that you're actually getting through the centre of your braids, because if you don't, without fail, one of your colours will disappear into nothingness. You'll be looking at it one moment and the next moment it won't be there because you managed to go off centre. And if you recall my first piece that I ever did, that's exactly what happened with that one. Okay, hopefully you've been able to see what I'm doing. Okay, I'll come back through, now I'm going from the centre back out. Oops. Okay, into your centre. So like that. Back down. Up. If you wanted to, you could, there's my hole, I could, which I probably will, just to show you. Go back, run it through the length, that way you'll join each braid to the actual bead, and then come back to where you started from. There. We're coming back through here. Through there. And make sure it's all nice and round. Excuse me while I just cut this pesky little thread off. It's annoying me. Make sure that it's sitting nice in there, and then join all your arms together, or your tentacles, or whatever you want to call them. Okay. Go from one side to the other. Stop halfway if that's how you prefer to do it. It's entirely up to you. There is really no right or wrong way to do anything. It's just how we do it, basically. Okay, once again, go through it a few times to make sure everything's all nice and tight in there. out. There it goes. Okay. Now you've got two colours. And your third one, once again, we're starting over here. What I'm going to do is actually stagger. I'll wait to stagger when I start. Go back through the other side. And now we're going to be starting our outside piece. Okay. Look at how your thread here is, your braid here is opened here and closed. So that's the same way that you want this braid to be. Okay, that's going the wrong way. Turn around. There you go, it's opening the side. So that's the side we want to sit over here. Okay, so work out approximately where it's going to go. So it's about there. Go through somehow, go through the centre. Oops, cord. Of your outside braid. This is where you have to be neat. Because if you aren't neat, it's obviously going to be seen and people are going to comment. Okay, with this one, I'm going to show you the other way that you could do it. You could go back through all your braids, attach it, there. Okay, then swing this one bead all the way around to the other side, and that's where it's going to be sitting. So it'll sit like that. Don't worry if you think you've got gaps, they will disappear, because you're going to be going around and stitching, actually stitching all of your braids together. But this is just another way that I reckon you could join them all. So see, if you don't join them, it's going to just fall off. So get that, go through that a couple of times, remembering that this is your outside now, so it will be seen. Make sure it's all nice and neat with your little stitches. Make sure that you're coming through your centre. That's it. Okay. And then just do like I did in the last round, but smaller. Excuse me. Okay, and just go round and round and round. Until you've got all of your braids all fixed together. And then you have that, and then you're ready to go on to the next stage. So there's another way of doing it. So that's 3 so far. We've got another 3 or 4 still to go. We'll be back soon. With this one, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I've made up a peyote stitch loop, not huge. It's got 6 beads in the actual loop, and then I'm using one piece of the Soutache braid, but I'm doubling it over at this end here. So instead of cutting it like I normally would, I'm actually going to be just working it this way. So first thing I'm going to do is actually go through and secure this end here, and I'm going to be putting 2 of these ones on, but I'm going to go and do them like sort of 2 at a time if you like, or 1 at a time. Okay, so I've got that a bit secured there. Not sure how well you can see. And now I'm going to be going up through the bead on the side of the loop and pull it in, and then go through the braid all tight ish, go back through the braid and then up through the next bead. Oops, I have a knot. Actually I have a little bit of knot, but anyway, there we go. And then just a bit more, see if I can get this so you can see it a bit better. So I've come through that bead there, and now I'm going to go back through the braid and over a little bit more, and then come back through and go into the next bead on the outside of the loop. And I'm going to do this again. I'm going to do this all the way, sorry, around the loop, picking up every bead on the outside of this loop that I've made. I can't pick it up properly this time. There we go. Through the bead and not underneath it. Okay. I'm going to do it in 2 steps because I can't get it to come through otherwise. Okay, come on. Up through that bead there. I'm hooking around everything. Once again. Back through the braid, come back. As I said, this isn't going to be seen, this particular one, because it's my first layer, so it doesn't have to be as neat. What I'm trying to do with this one is just get it attached. Work it out. There's my next bead there. And just do this all the way around until you get to there, and then I'll be back and we'll do the next step. Another thing to be aware of when you're doing this is to make sure that you don't twist the loop, just stay on the same line all the way around. Otherwise you're going to end up with this braid is going to make its way up and down, it's going to wave, so you have to be really, really careful about which bead you're actually picking up and not going from the row underneath or above it or whatever. Okay, so just be aware of that. Just wanted to point that out. I've gone around. I've actually, when I did my little peyote stitch tube, I twisted it when I joined it, so it hasn't joined up perfectly, but you'll do better than me if you try this one. Okay, now you can see why you doubled it up. Yeah, that way this will just come around and twist and everything else, and it'll be tucked under and everything, but it gives you a nice neat edge here. So I'm on my last stitch. I just come back through into this way. What I want to try and do is finish it hopefully in the same bead that I started from, which is, actually I think I've still got one bead here that I could use. I'm going to use this one if I can get in there. I know it's in there, I can see it. It's just very hard to find and to get at. Now I'll go back through the one that I originally came through, and that way I'll close the loop off. Okay, and it makes for that. This will eventually get turned around, but right now I'm going to go back through this one so that I'm ready to put my next thread on. Okay, which way does this go? It's opening that way. So I want this one to do the same. Open that way. Once again, I'm going to be putting it in half. I'm going to get a sticky tape to join my tails together, because it worked really well on this side, so I'm hoping it will stop the tangling a bit. Certainly can't hurt anyway. It keeps wanting to get away from me. See, it's just slippery. Put them there. Doesn't help that my braids are a little bit, need a bit of a press. I haven't got a hair straightener on me, which is what Sherry Stoker uses. Okay, just get your sticky tape. She uses a needle and thread. I use a sticky tape because it's easier. And then you're ready to do the next round. I'm going to go straight on the top of that. Then once you're finished, you've got a bit of a different looking thing, I suppose. And it actually is, when you first do the loop, it's not real strong, but once you've got this on, actually quite good. And I think once you put the second one on, it's going to be even better. Now with this one, I actually wanted to show you something else that I thought I could use on the outside. So I've done that, and that's going to go all the way around. What I want to use as an embellishment almost is I have a braided leather. They're actually a necklace. So I've cut it up, and I'm going to, when I'm finished the piece, I'm actually going to put that on the outside. Don't know how well you can see that. So you'll have like a pretty little beads in the middle, your soutache, and then the leather braid on the outside. I think it'll look pretty cool, actually. I'll see you in the next one.